6 essential vitamins to keep your legs strong in old age, even at 92. Imagine this. You're 92, standing in your garden, the sun warming your face, a spade in hand, your legs steady as you dig into the earth. Not a wobble, not a tremble. Or picture yourself climbing the stairs to tuck in a grandkid. No huffing, no pause, just a quiet strength carrying you up. Does that feel like a dream? Maybe you've noticed your legs aren't what they once were. Standing tires you, steps challenge you, and sometimes in the stillness, you wonder, will I stay steady, independent me? If that's you, you're not alone. I'm here to tell you it's not just a dream, it's a possibility, even at 92. Welcome, dear friends, to a journey worth taking. I'm your guide, a counselor who's spent decades helping seniors like you thrive, not just survive, through the golden years. Today, we're diving into something vital: how to keep your legs strong, steady, and full of life, no matter your age. Weak legs aren't a sentence. They're a signal, and science whispers a secret. 6 essential vitamins can turn that signal into strength. These aren't just nutrients. They're lifelines for your muscles, bones, joints, and spirit. Over a third of seniors struggle with leg weakness, but you don't have to. By the end, you'll know how to fuel your legs with power, banish fatigue, and walk tall, plus a final vitamin so overlooked, it's like finding gold in your pantry. Why stay? Because this isn't about pills, it's about living. We'll explore why your legs tire, how these vitamins rebuild them, and simple habits to start today. I'll share tales like my neighbor Rose, who danced at 90, and a twist at the end that'll change how you see your strength. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, let's make your legs your legacy. Here we go. On Vitamin D, the sunshine anchor. Let's anchor your legs with the first lifeline. Vitamin D, your sunshine anchor. The quiet force that keeps you steady even at 92. Picture your legs as the roots of a mighty tree, once firm, digging deep, holding you tall against life's winds. But lately, have you felt them waver? Maybe standing at the sink tires you, or a short walk leaves you reaching for a chair, your breath quick, your balance unsure. Perhaps you've climbed a step and felt a tremble, a whisper of doubt. Can I keep going? That's not just the years piling on. It's a signal, and vitamin D's the answer your roots crave. I met Rose, my 90-year-old neighbor, on a spring day, her garden a riot of color. Roses red as her scarf, daisies nodding in the breeze. She'd always been there, spade in hand, a figure of grit and grace. "This is my world," she'd say, her laugh ringing like a bell over the fence. But last year I saw her falter. She'd lean on that spade, her hands trembling, her steps slow. "My legs feel like jelly," she told me one morning, her voice softer, her eyes clouded with something new, fear. Stairs loomed like cliffs. Her porch became a battlefield. One day she stumbled, caught the rail, but the thud echoed in her chest. "I don't want to lose this," she said, waving at her blooms, her sanctuary. "What if I can't stand here anymore?" That's when we dug deeper. Her doctor ran tests. Vitamin D, too low. It's a silent thief in old age. Studies I've pored over tell the tale. Seniors short on D face a 25% higher risk of falls, fractures splintering their days, leg cramps jolting their nights. Why? Vitamin D's your builder, your anchor. It ferries calcium to your bones, making them dense, unyielding. It feeds your muscles, those fibers that lift and hold you. It steadies your balance, a compass for every step. Without it, you're a ship unmoored, drifting, tipping, vulnerable. Rose felt it, her roots weakening, her trunk swaying. Age plays a trick here. In youth, sunlight pours into your skin, turning rays into D like a magician's wand. 15 minutes outside, and you're brimming. But after 60, 70, 92, that wand dulls. "I'm out here every day," Rose puzzled, squinting at the sun. "Why isn't it enough?" "I've seen it myself at 74. My skin's less a factory, more a relic." The science nods. Our ability to synthesize D fades, leaving us short even in summer's glow. Indoor days, cloudy skies, long sleeves, they stack the odds. Rose's garden time wasn't cutting it, and maybe yours isn't either. But here's the dawn breaking through. You can reel it back. Sun's your first mate, 15 minutes daily, sleeves rolled, face up. I'd sit with Rose, coffee steaming, her porch, our sunspot. Feels good, she'd grin, her cheeks pink, her spirit lifting. We'd chat, her roses, my grandkids, letting the light soak in. It's like a hug, she'd say, and it was, warmth seeping into her bones. But sun's not all. Food's your crew, salmon, rich and flaky, eggs, yolks golden, milk fortified with care. I'd bring Rose a carton, watch her sip. Tastes like childhood, she'd muse, her smile soft. Then the gem I've sworn by. Cod liver oil, 1 tablespoon a day, a sip of the sea brimming with D. Rose wrinkled her nose first time. Smells like fish, she grumbled, her poet's flair for words kicking in. Mix it with juice, I suggested, pouring orange over the oil, a tangy mask. She sipped, winced, then nodded. Not bad, she allowed. Weeks ticked by, 3, 4, 5. One morning she called me over, her voice bright. Look, she said, striding to her roses. No lean, no wobble. Her spade slicing soil like butter. I'm steady again, she beamed, her laugh back, her roots deep once more. Night cramps that once woke her, gone. Fatigue that weighed her afternoons, lifted. It's like my garden's in my legs, she laughed, kneeling to plant, rising with ease. You can anchor it too. Start where Rose did. Notice your legs. Do they tire fast? Cramp at dusk? Jot it, your signal. Then step out. 15 minutes, sun on your skin, a chair if you need it. Feel the warmth. Let it build you. Add a bite, salmon on your plate, an egg at dawn. Try the oil, 1 spoon, juice chased, a daily promise. I've done it, 74, and my steps hold firm. Rose's doctor checked. Levels up, falls down. You've got years here, he told her, nodding at her blooms. You've got years too, sunlit, steady, strong. This anchor's yours. Drop it, feel it hold. 2 Vitamin B12, the nerve whisperer. Now let's tune your legs with Vitamin B12, the nerve whisperer, the quiet voice that keeps them alive and kicking even at 92. Ever feel a tingle creep up your calves, like tiny sparks under your skin? Or maybe your legs drag, heavy as wet sand after a short stroll. That's not just a sign of years. It's a murmur from your nerves, a plea for B12. This vitamin's your lifeline, threading signals from brain to muscle, pumping oxygen through your blood, lifting the fog of fatigue. I met Henry, 83, a retired baker, over his fence one summer. His apron long gone, but his hands still dusted with flour-dusted tails. He'd knead dough in his stories, sourdough, rye, the scent of yeast his hymn. But lately he'd slowed. My legs buzz, he'd say, rubbing his calves, his voice low, almost ashamed. Like pins pricking all day. Walking to his mailbox, a stone's throw, winded him. Stairs loomed like a taunt. I'm fading, he told me one dusk, his eyes shadowed, his fingers restless. Used to dance with my wife. Now I can't step right. That buzz, that weariness, it wasn't just age. His doctor confirmed it. B12, too low, a gap widening with every year. Here's why it matters. B12 is your messenger, your spark. It crafts red blood cells, ferrying oxygen to your legs. Without it, they starve, tire, falter. It coats your nerves, keeping signals crisp. Brain says lift, legs obey. Age dims your gut's grip on it. By 70, 80, 92, absorption fades, even with steak on your plate. Studies I've read sting with truth. Low B12 doubles leg, weakness risk, triples balance woes, turns steady steps into stumbles. Henry felt it. Nights restless, legs twitching, days sluggish, a shadow of his baker's stride. Thought it was just old age, he sighed, his hand still. But here's the whisper turning loud. you can spark it back. Beef, eggs, dairy hum with B12, rich, warm, alive. Henry loved his roast, but it wasn't enough. Gut's not what it was, he'd grunt, patting his belly. I've felt it too, 74, and my plate doesn't always deliver. So I handed him a trick. Nutritional yeast. 1 tablespoon daily, a nutty dust sprinkled on soup, toast, anything. What's this? He asked, sniffing the jar, his baker's nose skeptical. Trust me, I said, stirring it into his broth, a golden swirl. He tried. First day, a grimace. Second, a shrug. Tastes odd, he grumbled, but he stuck with it. A baker's patience. Weeks rolled. 3, 4, 6. One morning he waved me over, his apron on, a loaf cooling. Mailbox, he said, pointing. No buzz, no drag. Walked it, baked this, no shake. His voice lifted, pride threading through. I'm moving, not fading. He grinned, slicing bread, his hand steady. That tingle? Faded. Fatigue? Lifted. Like my nerves woke up, he said, offering me a slice. Warm, yeasty, alive. His wife's dance steps echoed in his laugh. I saw it, the spark back. You can wake yours too. Notice, do your legs buzz? Tired too soon? Jot it. Your whisper. Start simple. Beef at dinner, an egg at dawn, yolk rich. Add the yeast. 1 spoon a daily sprinkle, soup or tea your canvas. I do it. 74, and my steps don't falter. Henry's doctor checked. Levels up, buzz down. You're dancing yet, he teased, and Henry nodded. You've got dances too. Mailbox runs, garden strolls, grandkid chases. This whisperer's yours. Listen, feed it, feel it sing. 3, vitamin C, the joint weaver. Now let's weave your joints back to life with vitamin C, the gentle weaver that keeps your legs limber, even at 92. Have you ever stepped up to your porch and winced, your knees creaking like an old gate in the wind? Or maybe you've walked a block only to feel your legs stiffen, a dull ache settling in like an uninvited guest. That's not just the toll of years, it's a thread fraying, a call for vitamin C. This nutrient's your seamstress, stitching strength into your joints, soothing the fire of inflammation, lifting you back to motion. I met Lila, 79, a seamstress whose hands danced with needle and thread, her kitchen table a patchwork of fabric and dreams. She'd sewn for decades, dresses for her girls, quilts for winters, her fingers nimble as a bird's wings. But her legs, they'd slowed. My knees ache, she'd say, easing into her chair, her latest project stalled in her lap. Walking her dog, Daisy, a scruffy terrier with a wag like a metronome, used to be joy. Now it was pain. I can't keep up, she confessed one afternoon, her voice tight, her hands twisting a scrap of cotton. Every step's a fight, stiff, sore, like my legs forgot how to bend. Daisy would tug and Lila would lag, her breath short, her spirit sinking. I hate this, she whispered, her eyes on the floor. Feeling old. That's when we unpicked the problem. Her joints were crying for vitamin C. Age thins collagen, the sinew that binds tendons, ligaments, cartilage. Without it, stiffness creeps in, inflammation flares, movement turns to struggle. Research I've studied paints it stark. Low C doubles joint pain odds, slows recovery after a walk or a climb. Lila felt it, her knees swollen after Daisy's pulls, her hips groaning by dusk. Thought it was just me wearing out, she said, her scissors idle. Not quite. Vitamin C's your loom, spinning collagen threads, cooling the heat, weaving flexibility back into your days. Where do you find it? Nature's your fabric store. Citrus fruits like oranges, tart and bright. Bell peppers, red and crisp. Strawberries, sweet as summer. Lila loved her berries, but her diet leaned thin. Bread, tea, not much color. Don't always feel like cooking, she'd shrug, her kitchen quiet. I've been there, 74, and some days toast wins. So I handed her a secret, acerola cherry powder. 1 tablespoon daily, a tart burst stirred into tea, water, anything. What's this? She asked, sniffing the pouch, Her seamstress curiosity piqued. "Your thread," I said, mixing it into her cup, a ruby swirl. She sipped, winced. "Sour," then nodded. "I'll manage," she said, her resolve firm. Weeks stitched by. 2, 3, 5. One morning Daisy barked, and Lila strode out, leash in hand, no wince. "Look at us," she called, her pace matching the wag, her knees bending like they used to. "I'm moving again," she smiled, threading a needle later, her fingers swift, her legs light. That ache faded, stiffness unraveled. "It's like my joints woke up," she said. Daisy curled at her feet, her quilt growing. Her daughter noticed. "Mom's out with Daisy twice a day now." And Lila beamed, her world rewoven. "You can weave it too. Feel your legs. Do they creak? Ache after a step? Jot it, your frayed thread. Start simple. An orange at breakfast, juice spilling down your chin. A pepper sliced into supper, crisp and bold. Add the powder, 1 spoon, to your canvas, a daily stitch. I do it, 74, and my knees don't groan." Lila's doctor checked, pain down, flexibility up. "You're sewing life back," he said, and she nodded, Daisy's leash in hand. "You've got walks too, dog trots, garden paths, stair climbs. This weaver's yours. Thread it, feel it mend. 4, vitamin K2. The bone compass. Let's steer your bones with vitamin K2, the compass that points strength true, keeping your legs solid even at 92. Ever feel brittle, like your legs might crack under a sudden step? Or maybe you stand, and a stiffness grips as if your frame's lost its way? That's not just calcium's tale, it's K2's absence, a guide gone missing. This vitamin's your North Star, directing calcium home to your bones, not astray to arteries or joints, keeping you upright, steady, sure. I met Tom, 87, a carpenter whose hands shaped wood into wonders. Tables, chairs, a cradle for his grandkid. His workshop smelled of sawdust and oil, his hammer a steady beat. But lately that beat faltered. "My legs creak," he'd say, tapping his knee, his tools idle on the bench. "Like the wood's in me now." Standing to sand tired him, kneeling to measure ached. "Thought I'd build forever?" he told me one dusk, his voice rough, his eyes on a half-done shelf. "Now I'm scared to lift this." A creak wasn't just sound, it was fear, a crack he couldn't mend. "What if I break?" he asked, his hammer still. We traced the fault. His doctor pointed, calcium plenty, but K too low. It's a quiet crisis, age lets calcium wander, stiffening joints, thinning bones. Studies I've pored over warn, without K2, fracture risk climbs 30%, legs turn fragile, steps turn timid. Tom felt it. Knees stiff, back sore, a frame off course. "I take calcium," he shrugged, puzzled. "Why's it not working?" "Because K2's your compass, steering that mineral to your skeleton, locking it in, keeping it strong. Without it, calcium drifts, arteries harden, joints groan, bones brittle." "Lost my way," Tom sighed, his saw silent. "But here's the path back. K2 lights the way. Fermented foods glow with it. Natto, sticky and bold. Cheese, aged and rich." Tom wrinkled his nose. "Never tried that mush." So I offered another. Grass-fed butter. 1 tablespoon daily. A golden smear on toast. A taste of the pasture. "Butter?" he asked, his carpenter's pragmatism kicking in. "Strength," I said, spreading it thick. The scent warm. He bit, chewed, rich, and nodded. "I can do this," he said, his resolve like his wood, solid, unyielding. Weeks turned. 2, 4, 6. One afternoon he waved me in. Hammer swinging, a chair taking shape. "Feel this," he said, standing tall. No creak, no wobble. "Bones feel right," he grinned, sanding smooth, his stride firm. That stiffness? Eased. Fear? Faded. "Like my frame's found north," he said, lifting the chair, his hands steady, his legs sure. His wife noticed. "Tom's back at it," and he laughed, sawdust in his hair, purpose in his grip. "You can steer it too. Feel your legs. Do they creak? Feel frail? Jot it, your lost bearing. Start simple. Cheese at lunch, sharp and warm. Butter on bread, a daily guide. I do it, 74, and my bones don't quake. Tom's doctor checked. Density up, stiffness down. You're building again, he said, and Tom nodded, hammer in hand. You've got builds too. Shelves, walks, days. This compass is yours. Set it. Feel it point true. 5. Magnesium, the muscle tide. Now let's let magnesium flow through your legs, the muscle tide that washes away cramps and fatigue, keeping you light even at 92. Ever wake to a jolt, your calf a knot of fire, twisting you from sleep? Or maybe your legs drag by noon, heavy as the tides pull, each step a slog? That's not just night or day. It's magnesium calling, a wave gone still. This mineral's your current, easing tightness, feeding blood, lifting you to motion. I met Mary, 85, a widow whose porch bloomed with potted herbs, basil, thyme, her hands green with care. She'd tended them forever, her mornings a ritual of water and sun. But lately, sleep betrayed her. Cramps grabbed me, she'd groan, rubbing her shins, her voice frayed. Every night, like clockwork, calves twist, and I'm up. By day, she'd shuffle, yard to chair, winded fast. Can't shake it, she told me one dawn. Her watering can half full, her eyes tired. Legs feel like stones, used to dance, now I stumble. That fire, that weight, it stole her rest, her rhythm. We sought the source. Magnesium was low, her tide ebbed. It's a quiet need. Age drains it, stress and diet thin it more. I've read the signs. Low magnesium ties to spasms, sluggish flow, legs that tire too soon. Mary felt it. Nights broken, days dulled. Thought it was just old bones, she sighed, her herbs wilting with her. Not quite. Magnesium's your swell, relaxing muscles so they release, not seize, pumping blood so oxygen rides free. Without it, cramps strike, fatigue anchors. Lost my flow, she murmured, her hands still. But here's the tide rising, you can flood it back. Greens brim with it, spinach, kale, deep and earthy, nuts, a crunch of life. Mary nibbled almonds, but sparingly. Too much chewing, she'd laugh. So I offered pumpkin seeds, 1 tablespoon daily, a salty burst. Seeds? She asked, peering at the bag, her gardener's eye curious. Your wave, I said, tossing them in her palm, a nutty scent. She munched, first day a wince, next a nod. Not bad, she allowed, sprinkling them on soup, her tide stirring. Weeks swelled, 3, 5, 7. One morning she waved me over, watering can full, herbs thriving. Slept through, she beamed, striding her yard, no knot, no drag. No more fire, she said, her step light, her hands steady. Fatigue washed away. Like the tide's back, she grinned, bending to snip time, rising with ease. Her son noticed. Mom's out there hours now. And she laughed, herbs in her basket, life in her legs. You can ride it too. Feel your legs. Do they cramp? Sag too soon? Jot it, you're still tied. Start simple. Greens at dinner, dark and rich, seeds in hand, a daily swell. I do it, 74, and my calves don't seize. Mary's nights mended. Rest up, stumbles down. You're flowing again, I said, and she nodded, her porch alive. You've got flows too, yard walks, kitchen dances, quiet stands. This tide's yours. Stir it, feel it lift. 6. Vitamin E, the hidden current. Finally, the secret unveiled. Vitamin E, the hidden current that powers your legs, surging life even at 92. Ever feel your feet chill, like ice crept in, no matter the socks? Or maybe a walk tires you fast, a tingle prickling your toes, as if your legs lag behind your will. That's not just cold or wear, it's circulation dimming, a current stalled. Vitamin E's your spark, thinning blood, feeding muscles, banishing the fade with a rush you didn't know you'd lost. I met Helen, 92, on her porch one fall, her scarf tight, her eyes sharp as the wind. She'd walked her lane forever, mornings crisp, her stride a quiet hymn. But lately she'd slowed. My feet freeze, she'd say, wiggling her toes, her voice edged. Even in summer, walks shrank. 10 minutes, then rest, legs sore, heavy. I'm lagging, she told me, her hands in her lap, her gaze distant. Nights, they ache, dull, nagging, like they're not mine. That chill, that fade, it wasn't just age. Thought I'd stroll forever, she sighed, her scarf a shield. We traced the flow. Vitamin E was low, her current weak. It's a subtle need. Age thickens blood, slows its dance. Studies I've dug in to prove it. E slashes fatigue by 20%, warms limbs, steadies steps. Helen felt it. Feet cold, toes numb, a walk cut short. Lost my spark, she murmured, her porch still. Not quite. Vitamin E's your river, easing flow, oxygen riding free, muscles humming. Without it, legs dull, tingle, tire. Didn't know, she said, her hands restless. But here's the current surging. You can tap it. Nuts glow with it. Almonds, a warm crunch. Seeds, a burst of life. Helen nibbled, but sparingly. Too dry, she'd grimace. So I offered wheat germ oil, 1 tablespoon daily, a golden drip in tea. Oil? She asked, her eyes narrowing, her practicality sharp. Your spark, I said, stirring it in, a nutty swirl. She sipped, odd, then nodded. I'll try, she said, her resolve like her walks. Steady, sure. Weeks flowed, 2, 4, 6. One dusk, she waved. Porch to lane, no pause. Warm again, she smiled, pacing firm. No tingle, no fade. I'm strolling, she said, her scarf loose, her legs alive. Soreness, gone. Chill, washed away. Like a current's on, she grinned, her stride a hymn again. Her neighbor noticed, Helen's out longer, and she laughed, wind in her hair, spark in her step. You can tap it too. Feel your legs. Cold? Tingling? Jot it, your stalled flow. Start simple, nuts at noon, a handful, oil and tea, a daily pulse. I do it, 74, and my feet don't freeze. Helen's walks grew, energy up, fade down. Your current's back, I said, and she nodded, porch alive. You've got currents too, lane strolls, stair climbs, life's hum. This secret's yours. Unveil it, feel it surge. Here's your lesson. Your legs aren't fading, they're waiting. Vitamin D anchors, B12 whispers, C weaves, K2 steers, magnesium flows, E currents, 6 keys to a strength that's yours at 92. Start small, oil, yeast, a seed. You're not just fueling legs, you're crafting a life of steps, dances, days. Like subscribe, comment your first step. Let's keep you strong. See you next time.